In a game that seemed like it would never end, the Phillies hang on to a 5-4 victory tonight in St. Louis, capturing the elusive number 80 victory of the season. Good evening, or I should say, yeah, it's still evening. Welcome back to the Phightins Final here on the Edge of Philly Sports with your boy Matty B, back in the seat on the Phillies post game. And despite the defense, Armando Sosa's and the bullpen's best work, the Phillies still found a way to win this game as they hung on. And I preference that they hung on tonight 5-4 against the lowly St. Louis Cardinals. And this game does not do much to kind of boast people's confidence about the Philadelphia Phillies as we get right into this thing. They struggled in every aspect of baseball tonight to try to win this thing. But in the end of the day, I guess like last night in the Eagles game, a win is a win is a win, and the Phillies capture their 80th win tonight and get closer to that elusive playoff prize. Let's kind of take a look at the game. There's a bunch of storylines in here. Of course, the Bryce Harper ejection, which was actually I thought pretty funny. He was lucky he didn't get tossed after throwing his equipment, but the umpire gave him a chance, and then he smarted off, and then that was the end. So Bryce Harper gets ejected, and then tells Paco Figueroa to not touch him. We saw that clear as day on the broadcast. So Aaron Nola, again, doesn't really do much to strengthen your confidence in him going forward in the postseason as he, dinked and dunked and dabbled his way through some trouble throughout the game. Got in the trouble in the third and the fourth inning, as typically Aaron Nola has done all season, and just again, the confidence just doesn't seem to be there when it comes to the starting rotation, especially with Nola as we get closer to the postseason. And what can I say about the vaunted Philadelphia Philly defense tonight? 3 errors. And then you got Armando Sosa, who came in because of the Bryce Harper ejection. So they moved Bohm to first. Sosa took over at third. And then in 2 separate occasions in this game, he made a fundamental fielder's mistake when it comes to base runners. First situation was runners on first and second. He had a clear-cut ground ball to him, could have went right to second, right to first. It was a tailor-made double play ball. He decides to go after the lead runner at second, or he tries to go for the lead runner at third. He gets the runner out at third, but then he goes to second. He goes for the elusive third to second double play, which never works. And he only got 1 out. And then the one play that really almost cost the Phillies in this game was in the 9th inning, a first and second situation. When you're up 5-3 in the 9th and there's a runner on second, that runner doesn't matter. He doesn't matter, but you had runners on first and second. You had another gift wrap double play in your hands. And again, he goes for the lead runner at third, gets that runner out, but then that's it. Continues to prolong that inning, and the Phillies finally, or they're able to hang on, but you can't have boneheaded fundamental baseball plays this late in the season and expect to win a world championship. The Phillies committed 3 more errors tonight. 3 more on the season. Now the Phillies have raised their error total to 90. 90 errors in 47 games now? 147 games. That is about 15 more than they committed last year. Whose responsibility is that? Whose responsibility is it to teach Armando Sosa how to play third base at the major league level? Whose responsibility is that to cut down on the errors? I want to say it's the manager's responsibility. And what is he doing about it? 3 errors against the lowly St. Louis Cardinals. And as I said at the top, despite the Phillies' best work, they still managed to win this game. And it's concerning. It's concerning on September 15th. That we're discussing 3 errors and some third baseman's inability to recognize basic fundamental base fielding and running. It's getting too late in the game for this type of stuff here from the Phillies. But let's head into the box score tonight because we had a game. Phillies 5 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors. Cardinals 4 runs, 9 hits, and they had no errors. The scoring in this one, the Phillies did kind of get people's hopes up to begin this game right off the bat. A 4-run first inning, highlighted by the Bryce Harper fielder's choice to knock in Trey Turner to make it 1-0. And then Nick Castellanos, a jack to 370-foot jack to left center field to make it 4-0, a 3-run shot. 4-0 before you can get settled into this game. Aaron Nola had a nice first inning and a nice second inning, but then things would come apart for him. In the third inning, Burleson would knock in a Newt Bar to make it 4-1. And then Arenado would knock in Goldschmidt to make it 4-2. In the fourth inning, Wynn would knock in and Walker on a sac fly to make it 4-3. Nola was leaking oil at this point. JT Realmuto would get the Phillies, get some insurance in the sixth with a single, knocking in Sosa. And then in the ninth inning, the Cardinals made it very interesting as Edman was knocking a run and make it 5-4. But Alvarado, to his credit, even though him and Kimbrel combined walked 5 batters in their 2 innings of work, Alvarado was able to kind of clamp it down and get to save his 8th of the year. Phillies win 5-4. On your offensive standouts for the Phillies, again, don't be mad at me that I gravitate to this man because he's the first one in the box score. Kyle, 0 for 4, Schwarber, 0 for 4 tonight, and 3 strikeouts. So, yeah, moving on. The next offensive standout, I want to pay special attention to JT Realmuto, 2 for 4 tonight, a run, an RBI. He did have a strikeout, but it seems that JT is kind of, hitting himself out of the season-long slump that he's been in. And of course, this would be the right time to do it. Nick Castellanos was 1 for 4, but he had that crucial 3-run home run in the first inning that kind of gave the Phillies, I guess, the insurance, I guess that was the insurance runs. And that was pretty much it for the Phillies offensively as another listless night. Aside from that first inning, the Phillies were pretty futile when it came to offense for the Cardinals. A couple guys with 2 hits. Arenado had 2 hits. Contreras had 2 hits. And Walker had 2 hits. Pitching wise, Nola 4.5, 7 runs or 7 hits, 3 runs. They were 2 of them were earned. He did walk 1, and he only struck out 1 batter tonight. Not a good effort from Aaron Nola. In 97 pitches in 4.5 innings. How does that happen? I mean, how does that happen? Matt Strahm, who actually gets the win tonight, pitched a third of an inning, got a strikeout, and that's it kind of came in relief there for Nola in the fourth. Got the strikeout, ended the inning. Hoffman, Dominguez, Kimbrough, and Alvarado would all pitch as well for the Phillies tonight, as the Phillies pitching staff tonight hurled 194 pitches. 194 pitches in a 9-inning baseball game. Amazing. And absolutely amazing that they had to throw that many. Again, Alvarado with the save, his 8th. Thompson, the loss for the Cardinals. He went 5, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 4. They were earned 2 walks, 4 strikeouts in the home run. Lawrence, Libator, Van Hagen, and Palente has pitched as well for the Cardinals. The Phillies, as I mentioned, 3 errors tonight. They did ground into 1 double play, or no, they grounded into 1 double play tonight. Turner did it. It was the 100th of the season for the Phillies as a team. They left 4 runners on base, which is pretty good, and they were 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. The Cardinals left 15 runners on base. That's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But they left 15 runners on base tonight. That's pretty much the difference there. As they got the runners on, they just couldn't get the runners over. And there you have 5-4 Phillies with the win, and they continue to frustrate, amaze as we limp along here into the latter days of September as the playoff race continues to heat up. Some numbers for the season: 147 games now played. Phillies are now 6-8 for the month of September. Mentioned they grounded into their 100th double play of the year as a team. They've also eclipsed the 1,300 hit mark. They're now at 1,302, and they've also eclipsed the 1,000 mark of relieving runners on base. That they've now left 1,008 runners on base for the season. But all in all, is pretty good. They get the win, and they get that much closer to the playoffs. With that speaking, let's take a look at the schedule or at the scores around Major League Baseball tonight. Games that are still ongoing right now. Tigers 11-1, bottom of the 8th over the Angels. In the top of the 6th, it's 5-3 Padres over the A's. In the top of the 7th, 4-3 Dodgers over the Mariners. Games that are final. Yankees 7-5 winners over the Pirates. The Marlins, not good, beat the Braves 9-6. The Rays 7-1 winners over Baltimore. The Red Sox 3-0 losers over Toronto. The Reds, not good, beat the Mets 5-3. The Guardians 12-3 over the Rangers. Twins 10-2 over the White Sox. Royals 4-2 over the Astros. Brewers 5-3 over the Nationals. Rockies 3-2 over the Giants. That's good. And the Diamondbacks 6-4 over the Cubs. Well, you had to pick your poison there with that one. That's good and not good all at the same time. Let's take a look at the updated standings because everyone wants to know what's going on there, me included. As of right now, the Phillies still hold a very slim, what is it, game and a half lead in that number one wild card. Oh, no, it's updated. I'm sorry. It is now a full 2 games. They are a full 2 games ahead of the Chicago Cubs in that number one wild card slot. The Cincinnati Reds are now in that third position. The Marlins are a half a game behind the Reds, and the Phillies' magic number stands at 11 as we speak on this night here on this Friday night. So 2 games still ahead of the Cubs for that first overall wild card spot. And the Reds, with virtue of their win, move into that third wild card slot for the night. And the Phillies' magic number is now 11 to clinch. So all in all, it's a good night. They got the win, but it was one of the more non-convincing wins the Phillies have had this season. Not good fundamental baseball. Armando Sosa. I mean, do we need to teach him how to play third base? The manager does, right? 3 errors. Come on. Kyle Schwarber's continued struggles in the leadoff position. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Why are we made to suffer through this? Why are we made to suffer through his at-bats? Why are we made to watch this guy just flail at home plate? What have we done to deserve this? He is not a Major League Baseball player. He certainly is not a leadoff hitter. But night after night after night, his 197 batting average, which it is down to tonight, we are subject to watching him become an automatic out. We get all jacked up when he hits one home run. Ooh, you know what? Why are we subject to this? Please, somebody hear me out there. Can we trade him in the offseason? We're going to need some help. We're going to need some more players. We're going to have to find a number 2 starter. We may have to find a first baseman. We could use Kyle Schwarber. We have an abundance of outfielders. We could use Kyle Schwarber as trade bait to get some cap relief, something, man. But I cannot stand this anymore with this guy. Watching this guy be ineffective at the leadoff position. Move him down the lineup, please. Do something with him. Rob Thompson, just not a big fan of him, man. Not a big fan of Rob Thompson's either, actually. The manager, it really doesn't impress me. But the Phillies get the win tonight, and that's what boils down to. And tomorrow, the series will roll on from St. Louis, 7:15 tomorrow. Ranger Suarez against Miles Mikolas at game 2 of this 3-game set as the Phillies continue their quest for a playoff spot. And you know what else is continuing here? And that is quality programming on the edge of Philly sports. This is our lineup on this as of this Friday night. Tomorrow to get the Phightins final. It won't be me. And then Sunday, PM and the AM, all across all the time. And again, another Phightins final. I think that is me. I'm not sure. But we got you covered for the rest of your weekend. Of course, got college football happening all over the place. And Eagles, still everyone's kind of licking their wounds or still analyzing the Eagles game last night. So a lot of sports, a lot of things coming your way. And don't forget, in about 10 days or so, this trip is coming your way. It is sold out, but there are many more like it over at phillysportstrips.com. Head over there and see everything they have to offer. And if you're one of the lucky ones who are going on this trip, have a good time. I wish I was one of you. And if you have any problems with workman's compensation, motor vehicle accidents, or personal injury, Dave Cherry is the man to call, 610-565-0300. And once you're done with calling Dave, make sure you find and head over to Sherry's Ticket Town for the lowest price, the greatest price, no hidden fee sports concert and theater tickets at www.sherrytickets.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. Save an additional 10% when you enter the promo code EOP10. And then once you're done with all that, wrap up your day with a nice adult beverage over at Dolan's down there at 24 East Sellers Ave in Ridley Park for Quizzo music. Great time, memorabilia giveaways. Tell PJ and the gang EOP sent you, and they will take good care of you. Everyone will take good care of you. You know that. Everyone will take care of you. Walter says, I heard they are in the mix for a top pitcher from Japan. Can he get here in the next week there, Walter? I need him in October. I need him in October. But trade Kyle Schwarber to Japan. Get him as far away from here as you can. I mean, I'm down with that too. I realize that we can't do nothing now. And I realize that we're, kind of stuck in bed with these people at this point, and I get that. But I can't do another year of Kyle Schwarber. I cannot. I cannot do another year. So if anybody out there is looking to get Matty B a Christmas present this year, trade Kyle Schwarber. That's my Christmas present. That's what I want more than anything is Kyle Schwarber to be traded because I do not want to endure another summer of watching that fool flail away at the leadoff position for this baseball team. I can't do it. I can't do the automatic out anymore. So please, if anyone's looking to get Matty B a Christmas present, it is to trade Kyle Schwarber. And yeah, and I did hear about that pitcher thing from Japan that the Phillies are in for, but they're always in and they never kind of get that. But we'll talk more about potential additions to the 2024 team after this season. We got to get through this first, there, Walter. But Phillies 5-4 winners tonight. Magic number is now 11, as they are limping towards the playoffs at this point. 6-8 now for the month of September. Bryce Harper gets ejected. You got to love it, man. The best part about Bryce Harper getting ejected was reading his lips when Paco Figueroa tried to get him away from the umpire when he turned around to him and said, "Get your hands off me." That was classic. You got to love that. You got to love it, man. So a very high-spirited, frustrating Phillies win tonight out there in St. Louis, but I'll take it. I'll take the win. Phillies now 80 wins on the season as they are, as I mentioned, getting closer and closer to the elusive playoffs. Folks, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you for staying up with me. It was a long game, a really long game as late start, lots of instant replays, lots of reviewable situations in this game, and just some puzzling baseball altogether. But the Phillies find a way to win 5-4, 80 wins now. Magic number is 11, 2 full games up on the Chicago Cubs in the NL wild card. And that's going to wrap me up tonight. Make sure you're joining us tomorrow, Sunday, and then the rest of this stretch run all the way into the playoffs because we got you covered after every Phillies game here on the Phightins Final. Until we talk again, Harry the K, man, I haven't said this in a minute. Harry the K, what you got, man?
He had high hopes. He had high hopes. He had high apple pie in the sky.